What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another Cold War video, man. Today we actually have something a little different.
Something different? So a video where you're not posting garbage takes and chilling for Activision?
I'm going to be comparing Black Ops Cold War on PS4 and on PC, and we're going to look mostly at the graphics and stuff like that, see what it looks like, and see why this game actually feels and looks like a 2010 game on console. And
this dude talks really fast, so I may struggle to find good spots to talk, and I'm already annoyed. First of all, you're one of those annoying little twerps who puts YouTube in their username on the game. Quickest way to never grow your channel is to do that, because if I see something like that in a game, I'm just going to avoid your desperate ass at all costs. Second of all, the game feels like a 2010 game because that's when Black Ops 1 came out, and this is a Black Ops game. It's a shitty one, but yeah, the 2010 feel was on purpose. And third of all, you say here that the PS4 version feels crappy or whatever compared to the PC version, but the rest of this video is you just missing the mark and talking about nonsense, so I'm not sure why you said this at all. Don't worry, it gets worse.
There's a reason for that, and I'm going to show you guys the comparison in about a minute, but I kind of want to talk about the reason why it looks horrible on console. But there's some things that actually make it look better on console than on PC as well.
And there we go. Now we're back on topic.
And we're going to get into that in a moment, guys. If you could drop a like on this video, that would be absolutely amazing. Just support the channel. It'll show this video to more people. And then just literally just a second to like and subscribe if you guys are around here with those notifications turned on.
What is it with COD YouTubers and begging for likes and subs before the video even starts? I know basically every big YouTuber does this now, but COD YouTubers are always the most desperate sounding. I don't know why.
And let me know down in the comments below, what system are you getting this for? The PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, or the PC? Let me know what you guys are going to be playing this on.
I'm not playing it on anything.
I'm probably going to be playing it on the PS4, PS5, to be honest with you guys, but yeah, I have the game for PC and I have the game for console, and the reason I want to talk about this is because there's a few things. A lot of people are saying it looks so much better on PC.
Because it objectively does.
Which it does. A lot of things do actually look better on PC.
All the things look better on PC, especially compared to the PS4 version, which you said is the one you're sticking with.
But there's some things that actually look worse on PC, and I'm going to be using the map Miami to show you guys these examples, because that's a nighttime map, and on PC I find that it's a little too dark.
So change the settings, change your brightness, change your textures. One platform lets you change the graphic settings and one does not. If the customizable one looks worse in some regard, just change the settings and fix it.
Like, it looks too realistically dark, which is nice. It looks cool, but it's just very bad for visibility. So that on console, I'm gonna say dark areas look better on console because they can't really get that realistic dark feel to it. Now,
holy shit, you're knocking the PC version of the game because visibility is worse, but you're not even bothering to play with the settings. It's really easy to get the PC version to look exactly like the console version, and that's glossing over all the extra things you can do on the PC version that fixes the problems you're describing. But now you're bringing in gameplay. You're saying the game plays worse because of the visibility on PC, because of the lighting, which is objectively wrong. You just missed the setting. And believe it or not, this one still gets worse.
The reason it looks like a 2010 game is because this game was built for the next-gen consoles, the PS5 and the Xbox Series X.
What?
And the reason it looks really bad is because they had to downgrade it to bring it to the PS4 and the Xbox One.
Again, what?
So let's get into the actual comparison here. You guys could check it out. I tried my best to get it to look as real as possible, and you guys can see right here that we're actually going to go ahead and do it on the map Miami. Like I mentioned, it's easier to do it on this map, and it's just a lot better in my opinion. So let's actually start that right here.
Okay, full fucking stop here. You're not playing the games at the same resolution. It is painfully obvious you are not. Like, look at the heads-up display in the bottom right corner. You can clearly see the PC one is blurry. You're not playing at 100% resolution. You're playing at like 75 or 80. And weren't you just complaining about how the PC version is too dark? Because in this screenshot, the lighting is clearly brighter on the gun. I don't know if it's because of where you are on the map, but you look like you're in the same spot, so I don't think it's that. I'll let you keep going, but holy shit, this is off to an awful start.
This is the actual comparison. So on the left, we got PS4, and on the right, we got PC. Now, everything looks nice.
Yeah, no, you're playing these games at different resolutions. Just look at the two stills side by side. You're clearly playing the PC version at a different resolution. And again, the PC version is brighter, so I don't know what you were on about.
But as you can see, the PS4 already looks a little brighter, a little nicer, to be honest. It looks worse in terms of graphics, but it looks a little easier to actually spot enemies.
Yeah, I switched the video to full screen. You guys need to see this shit in all its foul glory. I've never seen a comparison video this wrong before. The PC version is brighter and at a lower resolution, but you just said the PS4 version looks worse graphically and is the brighter of the two. Like, did you even check this video before putting it up?
And unfortunately, we're actually going to run up to someone here. I had to end up killing someone because I don't want to die. I wanted to continue doing this. And we don't have custom games, so I couldn't really get this to be a true comparison. If we had custom games, no one would be able to kill me like that dude did right there, and we'd be able to actually move on and do this perfectly.
I mean, perfectly or not, you're just lying, so it wouldn't really make a difference either way.
But unfortunately, there's no custom games, so I tried my best to walk around the same area of the map at the same time, and it looks like PS4 is a lot brighter.
It's literally not.
PC looks a lot nicer.
Not in this footage, it doesn't.
Like, it's very, very easy. You guys can see it right there. PC gets the shadows right. It gets everything right. Even the water looks way more realistic, way more nicer on PC. And even when you shoot the water on PS4, it looks a little weird, but on PC, it looks more realistic.
I mean, I'll give you the water effects, I guess. One small gold star.
So everything on PC is a lot more realistic than it is on the PS4. And we're actually going to talk about some of the characters as well. So if we look at the characters, we got them right here. On PS4, they really do look like PS3, as if they were made for the PS3 and stuff like that.
Is this a joke video? Like, seriously, is this a joke video? Were you doing this just for the clicks?
It doesn't look like they were made for the PS4, it looks like they were made for the old gen consoles. Whereas on PC, these characters look really good. And there's one thing you guys might not have noticed, but if you go back to the comparison, you could see I was using the exact same character, and on the left, on PS4, the guy had no tattoos on his arm, but if you look at the PC, it showed all of his tattoos.
I spent like 2 minutes looking for a moment in this video where you show a side-by-side of a character with tattoos, and in only one half the guy has tattoos. This literally doesn't happen. I don't know if you forgot to do this, but the comparison you just described is not in the video.
So they took out a lot of things, a lot of little things on the PlayStation that don't really make a difference to the gameplay, but it was able to up the graphics a lot better for the PS4. Just taking off those tattoos makes it look a lot easier.
I mean, in a way, less detailed textures are easier to run, yes, like, you're right about that, but you don't show a comparison, so it kind of loses the impact. It also doesn't make much sense when your comparison has just been wrong the whole time.
But the characters themselves, like, they look really, really bad on PS4, but then when you look at them on PC, they're so much better. They look way, way more realistic and all that kind of stuff, but I have to say that's not something that really bothers me.
Well, we're over 4 minutes into your video, and clearly it does bother you at least a little bit.
All too much. I feel like it's really nothing, but I also want to talk about what I'm using. So the PS4 comparison was with a PlayStation 4 Pro, so it's one of the smaller ones. Maybe it doesn't have the best graphics compared to another PlayStation, but I feel like that was a good one to test it on, considering it's not as powerful or anything like that. Now, actually, sorry, I'm not even using the Pro. I'm using the Slim. I'm using the PS4 Slim, and on PC, well, I have everything maxed out. I was able to max out my graphics. I was able to max out the FPS.
Oh, so you do know what graphic settings are. You maxed everything out, so you know where the graphics menu is, right? I'm going to keep harping on this as long as he keeps bringing it up, because it kind of breaks his entire video.
Everything and nothing really changed in the game. So I have a very good computer. I was able to max out literally everything.
And yet you're sticking with the PS4 version of the game. I can't wait to hear your reasons why.
And not only that, the field of view I was using on both was set to 95. When I set the field of view to 120 on PC with everything maxed out, I feel like it was very, very difficult to see people on Miami when they were at really far distances. And
yes, that's what field of view does. Field of view allows you to see more of the map at once at the cost of hindered visibility at long range, because your targets are smaller. Because, you know, there's more of the game on screen at once. The field of view is working as intended. You just don't know how to use it properly.
I don't know why that is. I have no idea why. I wasn't losing any frames. I was still running very high frames.
What you just described is what happens when FOV is working as intended, yes.
And nothing was really down. Like, I wasn't losing anything, and it feels very different. It feels very weird.
Because you changed FOV without changing your sensitivity.
But yeah, you guys aren't going to see a very true comparison. Like this, you guys are watching a YouTube video, it's downscaled. You're not going to see the true difference, but a lot of people are saying that the difference is major.
If you knew how to click buttons properly, you'd see the difference too.
So much better on PC, but I want to tell you guys, if you're not playing this game on PC, trust me, it's not much of a difference.
No, it's a huge difference. Custom visuals, higher frame rates, better mouse and keyboard control, ultra-wide support, there is a huge difference on PC. Part 6069 of you just not knowing the inherent differences between platforms.
Nice.
Thanks.
Like, I actually feel a little better playing this game on console, and that might be a little biased because I do play on console more than anything. I'm always playing on console.
Well, props for recognizing your biases, but I guess when you've just solidified your lack of knowledge of the opposition, I don't know what's actually a positive thing. Like, I would hope you acknowledge your biases at this point after everything you've said so far, but there's still another 3 minutes of your video somehow.
That might be a little biased, but I just feel like it's a little easier to play on console than it is on PC, especially if you're maxing out all your graphics.
So far, the only graphic settings you've talked about are them being maxed out, which makes me think you haven't actually tried to change any of the individual settings. You've just been using the presets. How the game runs at max settings is dependent on your machine, and at max settings, yes, the game looks objectively better than the console version. This is also ironic when you look at the title of your video. You're just so dismissive and elitist here, but you have absolutely no clue what you're talking about.
I even have my brightness up to the highest, I changed it to the lowest, everything on PC, and Miami is still a very hard map to spot people on, so...
Oh, yeah, I was completely right. You're just going highest to lowest in the presets. You're not playing around with individual settings. Also, the brightness bar is not what ultimately decides how visible enemies are in the shadows, and yes, it's a component of that, but it's not the only thing that contributes. Part 69,420 of you just fundamentally not knowing what you're talking about. Nice.
I'm gonna give PS4 that. The lighting is a lot worse, it looks less realistic, but it is easier to actually see the enemies, and when it comes to a video game, that's all that matters. Realism isn't something I'm looking for in a Call of Duty.
You keep confusing realism with gameplay, and that's really annoying. The PC version is capable of more realistic lighting, but that more realistic lighting hinders gameplay visibility, therefore you think the PC version is worse. The jumps you're making here make no sense because it's completely escaping you that the PC version is capable of everything the console version is if you just play around with the settings. But settings menus seem to scare you, so all you can do is just min or max everything.
So I'm probably going to play with a little lower graphics, and in all honesty, I feel like I'm going to play a lot better. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about that.
I don't know if you really want to venture into your comments here, bud, but I will. I don't know if he's making a joke or if he's serious. PS4 looks cleaner than PC in this vid. Either you've got the footage the wrong way around or you've purposely lowered the graphics settings on PC. Is your render resolution even at 100 on PC? It looks like 720p. You're in denial, bro. Thanks, guys, and back to the response.
I'm going to give it to PC. It does look so much nicer on PC.
Wait, I thought you said it didn't.
But I'm going to give PlayStation some credit as well, because it doesn't look bad and it plays really, really well on console as well. So you don't have to listen to everyone who says don't ever get it on PlayStation 4, don't get it on Xbox One, it looks like garbage.
No, this game looks like garbage on Xbox One. I don't recommend buying this game at all, but definitely don't get it on Xbox One unless you have the One X. The base Xbox One version of this game is almost embarrassing.
It doesn't. It really doesn't. Like, it's really, the characters are different and the lighting is a little different. In my opinion, that's it.
You can change all this in the menus, but apparently we're not allowed to talk about that.
Everything else still looks nice. Now, I will also say it's a lot smoother on PC. That might sound weird, but it just feels a lot smoother. The running feels a lot better. Everything feels a lot better. The gunfights, you could easily control recoil on PC. So that's something that I'm going to have to say. That has nothing to do with the graphics, but it is a lot easier to control recoil with a mouse and keyboard than it is with a controller.
I mean, I can go either way on this one. Obviously, a mouse gives you more control over recoil than a thumbstick does, but with how generous the aim assist in modern COD games is, I can honestly go either way here.
So if you guys are looking at something like that, maybe get it on PC just for that.
Oh, you can also play this game on PC with a controller. Like, that's an option. But again, we're just not allowed to talk about that.
Now, I will also say that it just plays a lot nicer on PC as well. It just feels a lot better. The movement feels less clunky. On PlayStation, it feels very clunky. It feels very outdated. On PC, it doesn't feel like that.
I don't know what version you played, but this game feels like ass on mouse and keyboard. Like, I don't know what it is about this game, but something about it just feels awful on MKB. It just feels unresponsive to me. I don't know. Like, maybe I just don't like the engine or something, but I just couldn't get into the gunplay of this game on PC. It just felt unfinished
whatsoever. But that's it, man. I just wanted to show you guys the comparison. The main difference, like I said, is the characters. That's literally it.
The characters, that's literally it. After 6-ish minutes of talking about things that had nothing to do with the characters. Okay, buddy.
But let me know what console you guys are going to play this on. I'm probably going to be a PS4 dude until I get a PS5, if I ever do, because like I could never pre-order that system.
Yeah, I'm tapping out of this one here. His video is basically over at this point, but the point was clear. You wanted to push back against all the people saying the PC version of COD was better than the precious console version, and you couldn't find an angle where your argument was actually correct, so you just refused to understand the opposition and made the video anyways. This dude has over 600,000 subs, by the way. Rarely breaks 10k views on a video, but somehow has over 500,000 subs. COD money ain't what it used to be, eh, bud? Anyways, don't buy Cold War. The best version of the game is definitely on PC, but if you haven't already bought it, you probably shouldn't do it now. The game just kind of sucks. And definitely don't go to COD YouTubers for valid opinions on this kind of stuff. Toodles.